morning, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to this morning's press event. My name is Michael Bowman. I am a supporter and endorser of Amendment 58, an amendment that really deals with the future of Colorado. I'm a fifth-generation Coloradan from rural Colorado, and what we are really here to talk about today is our kids and education and the choices we have before us next week on Election Day. Amendment 58 will set the stage for helping us create a truly stable economy in this state. It will help us help students achieve greater efforts in this state and becoming part of this state and to having them leave their educational experience not burdened with mountains of debt. This is about you not being tricked by the No on 58 campaign in Colorado. This is not a campaign about fear. Our campaign is not a campaign about fear. Their campaign is to trick you into believing that this is a tax hike that will be borne by the consumers of Colorado. Don't fall for this trick. On a day when we are seeing record profits being reported by the oil and gas industry in this state to the tune of in excess of $13 billion by one company alone, a company that has put $1 million of its own money into this campaign to stop the progress in this state. We want to make sure that each and every one of you know that a vote, that a yes vote on the Amendment 58 campaign is a vote for the future of this state. It is a vote for the future of the students of this state. It is an investment that we will make in this state, in our future, in the next generation, so that they may become well skilled and be a part of a very diverse economy and a very bright future for Colorado. Today, I'd like to next introduce a mother, Kathy Cromney, who has a student in the educational system in Colorado. And I'd like to have Kathy come forward, and Kathy, talk to us about your experience in educating your children.
Good morning. My name is Kathy Cromney. And as a parent in Colorado, I was upset to learn that the state of Colorado gives a $300 million subsidy to oil companies every year. These companies are doubling their profits right now. They are making billions on top of billions of dollars. However, my family is not sharing in their profits. Nor is my family making record profits. The oil companies have led an ad campaign that is rather horrifying. They have spent $11 million trying to trick me and other families into allowing them to keep their subsidy by trying to persuade us with many advertisements and illusionary fear-based propaganda that they have my best interests in mind. I will not be fooled by the oil companies' tricks just so they can keep their treats. I'm voting yes on Amendment 58. Why should the state of Colorado give a huge tax credit to oil companies? It doesn't make sense. By voting yes on 58 and ending the subsidy, it will make a difference in my children's lives. Amendment 58 will triple the financial aid in Colorado so my family and other families can get the support they need to send their children to college. These oil companies are large, impersonal corporations. They don't care or realize that my family and other families continuously struggle to help pay college costs. The oil company lobbyists dismissed college scholarships as weekend beer money. We must vote for 58 because it will mean that my youngest daughter, who is a freshman at University of Colorado in Boulder, may not have the amount of debt from college loans that her older sister incurred. It will mean that my husband and I will not have to take out parent loans. We presently are paying $6,000 more per year for college for our youngest daughter than we did for our older daughter. If we continue as a state on the present course of allowing subsidies for oil companies, my youngest daughter will be paying student loans for years to come. By voting for 58, many more children will be able to attend state colleges. In addition to being a parent, I'm also an educator in Colorado. As a teacher, I know that in this global economy, that all children need to attend some form of college beyond high school in order to compete in the world. All of my students tell me that they are going to college. Many of them will be the first in their families to graduate from high school and go on to college. What really frightens me is that many of my students may not be able to attend college because the cost of tuition is too high. We should all be frightened, not just from the lies from the oil and gas companies, but the reality that in our state, the greatest barrier to higher education is the cost of tuition. Voting yes on 58 will mean investing in one of Colorado's most important resources, our children. Don't be tricked by big oil. Vote yes on 58. As a mother and a teacher, I urge you all not to be tricked by rich oil companies trying to scare us. They just want their treats. Vote yes on Amendment 58.
Thank you, Kathy. And I think what we need to do, we have to acknowledge here today, the students on my left. These are kids that are part of our community, part of our state. And what they show you and what they're representing here is the average debt that they leave their educational experience with. And on our right are the oil company executives who are sitting on mountains of cash, as we've seen today in the reports today. The reports of record profits at a time when middle-class America and those of us who are putting our children through school struggle with on a daily basis to deal with, what we deal with the very basics of living in this state. They are sitting on mountains of profits they are using to spend on a campaign of lies and fear and deceit. These companies have spent $11 million trying to convince each and every one of you that this is a tax pass-through and that they have your best interests at heart. At a time when they are making billions, when they are making record profits, it is time for them to pay for their fair share of the tax burden in this state, so that we may propel this state forward, so that we may invest in the kinds of things that we need in this state to continue to create a robust and economically bright future for those that are here standing beside us today, and those who will follow. Please vote yes on 58. Do not be scared by manic mommy. Do not be scared by the lies and deceit. Every one of these issues, these lies that they are perpetuating, have been debunked. Most recently today by Tucker Hart Adams, one of the renowned economists from this very state, who tells us this is a lie. Do not fall for this lie, folks. Please vote yes on 58. We're going to do questions here in a minute and a quick yes on 58 chant by the kids that are surrounding us today. So take it away, kids. Yes on 58. Here we go.
Yes on 58. 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 Yes on 58.
questions to anyone standing here today? Thank you all for coming.